everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson, and I must say, you're looking well. In the next series of programs, we'll be going well off the beaten path. We'll be heading north to the province of Kujawsko-Pomorania. There, we'll be following the medieval route of the Drwęca River. The Drwęca River arises near Ostroda and flows west to Toruń, where it joins the Vistula. We start our journey in Nowe, Miasto, Lubawskie, which is on the extreme western end of Warmia. The Drwęca is picturesque and meandering in this particular region. As it flows west, it becomes wider until it reaches Brodnica, the site of a massive Teutonic castle, now mostly in ruins, except for the 54-meter-tall tower. Before we get to Golub, we stop for the night at a country house in the middle of the forest. Then we visit with my friend Ivona at the Interpares animal shelter, which is also located deep in the forest. From there, it's a 10-kilometer drive to Golub. Golub's picturesque old town and various remnants of Teutonic times are eye-catching. We'll show you some of those sites. This particular journey ends at the Golub Castle, perched on a hill overlooking the Drwęca River. Quite an impressive location. I'm sure you'll agree. So there you are, the Drwęca River and its environment. I think you'll agree it's a trip well worth taking. If you like history and getting lost in the countryside and seeing how the real people live in Poland outside the big cities, well, this could well be your destination. This is Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson. Thanks for watching and hang in there. It's a low ceiling here. Welcome to Poland Daily Travel in Brodnica, otherwise known as Strasbourg, to the Prussians. This is a granary. It's now a museum. It's closed because of the COVID epidemic, but were we to go in there, we would see a history of, a local history of the trade. They have, right now, an exhibition of old photographs and things of the city going back in the past. Now, the thing is, these granaries were very important. If you stay with me, I'll take you around the corner, you'll get a better look, and then we'll go down to the river and I'll explain why. Right, so here you can see the side of the granary, substantial building. And it did its job, as part of the Hanseatic League. They had buildings like this all over the Baltic area. As I said before, previously, we're about, as the crow flies, maybe 100 kilometers from Gdansk. It's not far. And the way to get the grain from this particular town, from Brodnica, would be to go right down here and put it on the river. So let's go down and look. Right, so we come down from the granaries. There's another one behind me, which has been turned into a club, I believe. And we come down to Fisherman Street, which is aptly named because what a perfect place for fishing. And the last time I was here, there were people fishing right along here and people kayaking. But this is during the week, so it's not likely to happen. There's even a couple of steps over here so you can get your kayak down. Or, since there's granaries there, I bet they were using these steps right here to get down to the boats. And then you could load your goods onto these smaller raft-like boats, which would then go flowing this way to Toruń and to the Vistula, because this river actually meets the Vistula at Toruń. very peaceful place. There are a lot of parks, and in fact, there is a beautiful national forest just on the edge of Brodnica, the Brodnica Forest, National Forest, and it is well worth a look. You can see this is a nice park, and in fact, most of the distance of the river is a park on both sides. So it's a protected area. You can see that the town grew up here on both sides of the river. In Lubawskie, Nowe Miasto, Lubawskie, it's just on one side. But that town's half the size, or 1/3 the size of this town. And of course, the towns become more important as the river gets wider and you get closer to the main river. Because once you get to Toruń, say 40, 50 kilometers away, then the river goes north to Gdansk, and you can move your goods very easily to the huge port at Danzig at that time. Well, it's very confusing because this area was traded between the Prussians and the Poles, and invaded by the Swedes. And I said before in a previous episode, even a Lithuanian attack was one of the first mentions about Brodnica. There was a Lithuanian attack on the hill fort that was built here. So it's an area with this combined nationalities fighting over it, or kingdoms fighting over it. At any rate, there'll be more to come in the next episode. I'm Will Richardson. This is Poland Daily Travel.